What's going on, guys? Today we got another deck profile, this time over my ShineGreymon build that I've been working on recently. This deck is a lot of fun. ShineGreymon just one of my favorite Digimon from the anime, but also just I really like his card design. He looks awesome too, so there's that. But yeah, this is a very versatile deck. It can do a lot. It can put a lot of pressure on the board, and it can deal with a lot of problematic Mega Digimon. A lot of times when you get more than, I'd say like more than 3 Tamers on the field, ShineGreymon really starts to shine. Like he starts to become extremely good the more you have, and especially when you're playing cards like Glorious Burst, which just become more cost effective the more tamers you have. One of the strategies that requires a lot of tamers to play, so that can kind of be a downside depending on how you look at it. But I'll kind of get into like my explanations and card choices as always. So let's go ahead and get into it. For starters, we got 4 Patamon. This is one of the best rookies in the deck. When he is played, you reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, and you add all yellow tamers from that revealed pile to your hand. Now, this can not only be just one, right? It just says all. So if you reveal, 3, 4 yellow tamers, you get to add all of them. That's really good, especially when you are setting up with ShineGreymon. You can start to play those tamers from your hand for free, and then it's always good to have a TK in your hand so that you can dig through your security cards and just get more combo pieces and start going off. So then we got 4 Tinkermon. One, it's a 3 cost, so there's that, but then also it plays really well with Petermon, who's a champion I'll show you in a little bit. Then we got Labramon. You could definitely play 4 of this. I'm only playing 3 just because I wanted to make room for Agumon here. Its effect is really good when your opponent's Digimon is destroyed because his DP was reduced to 0. You get to draw a card, and that is happening quite often in this deck, especially because you're focused on ShineGreymon. And just DP reduction in general. So Labramon works really well, just starts giving you advantage off of those effects. Agumon works in a similar manner, where when you're setting up with ShineGreymon, setting up to drop your ShineGreymon, if you have 3 or more yellow tamers, you get to draw one every time you attack. So that's great. And then that's as far as the rookies go. I like to play at least 12 is like my bare minimum. Even in this deck, when you're playing so many tamers, you want to make it as consistent as possible. So that's why I'm playing 14 rookies. And then as far as the blockers go, of course, just Unimon. And now, you could definitely play 4 of this. I was just cutting cards wherever I could because the deck space in this build is so tight already, because not only are you playing a couple option cards, but like I mentioned, you're playing lots of yellow tamers. So yeah, Unimon definitely essential. You need the blockers. Maybe it's not the correct call to play 3, but it worked out okay for me. Repamon, probably one of the best champions in the deck. For a 3 cost, that's the same cost as a lot of rookies. So lots of times, if you have, Repamon with something like Sirenmon, who's only a 2 cost to Digivolve, you can already set up for your ShineGreymon for only a 5, which is fantastic. Petermon is great for just spamming the field. When he's played, you can play a Tinkermon from your hand or Trash, which is actually very good. Comes up quite a bit. So then you can just get, extra attacks on the field, and you can put pressure on your opponent that way. One of the newer cards from Union Impact, this is the new Angelman. I love this artwork. She's very interesting because she's one of the few Digimon that gives your opponent's Digimon security attack -2. So sometimes you can just stall out the game and prevent yourself from losing, kind of set up for your turn, especially because ShineGreymon is a 4 cost. So you're not always going to be able to drop him in just one turn. So setting up and stalling for a little bit is nice. And then plus her inheritable effect is pretty awesome, especially when you have some of these rookies in hand. Okay, so then ShineGreymon, of course, the heart and soul of the ShineGreymon setup. When he is Digivolved, you get to play any yellow tamer from your hand, except the only caveat is that it's when played effects don't activate, but that doesn't really matter. You're just trying to get it on the field so that you can abuse it with ShineGreymon. So overall, fantastic card. Definitely want to max out on this, and he gets the bonus effect where if you have 3 or more yellow tamers, you get to give your Digimon on top of him security attack +1. So when you're dropping a ShineGreymon, sometimes if you have 3 tamers, you'll probably get that DP -12,000. You'll get the security attack +1, and then any other crazy effects you have from your rookies here. Sirenmon, Definitely wanted to play at least a couple of her. You could arguably play 4. I really like her just because of the low cost. I'm a huge fan of low cost, high level Digimon. So only a 2 to Digivolve and a 5 to play. So a lot of times you could just play her straight from your hand and drop ShineGreymon immediately afterwards. And here's the man himself, one of my favorite Digimon cards in the game so far. We got ShineGreymon. When he is Digivolved, you get to reduce one of your opponent's Digimon by 4,000 for every one of your yellow tamers. All you got to do to activate that is rest those tamers, and you can actually split up that effect any which way you want. So, if your opponent has if you have 3 yellow tamers and they have 3 4,000 DP Digimon, you can take out each of them. If they have like an 8,000 and 4,000, you could split it up between those, stuff like that. And then he also gets the bonus effect where he gets plus 1,000 for every tamer you have during your turn, which can put him up at quite a high number. And it gets around things like Omnimon if you run into very high level Digimon in your opponent's security. So that is always nice. And then the last little addition here, I wasn't actually playing this in the gameplay video, but Clevis Anjimon was revealed a little bit recently, and I do think he has some nice synergy with this deck. So when he's attacking, if your security is 3 or less, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 6,000. So a lot of times that gets over pretty much every champion blocker in the game, and basically every level 4 or lower. So getting those free destruction of your opponent's Digimon, and especially if you have, if you can plus off of that with one of these guys, it's just fantastic. So removal is always nice. But yeah, you could definitely play, if you want to play like Kentorismon. I was playing Seraphimon too in the gameplay video. You can mess around with the ratios and the megas you want to play. But yeah, I just thought I'd test out Clevis Anjimon. I really do like him. And as far as the Digi Eggs go, I'm playing 3 Upamon and 2 Cubimon. Upamon has the effect where if your security is 3 or less, you get to draw one once per turn when attacking, which I kind of like more than Cubimon. Cubimon is the same, but just if your security is higher than 5, which in this deck, it's not actually going to happen. The reason it was in here is because I was playing Seraphimon and Magna Angemon. But you could definitely just play 4 Upamon, because it rewards you for like it like helps you out when you're in a worse position in the game, and that's what I kind of like about it, as opposed to something like Cubimon. And then the last couple of cards we're playing, of course, you got the Tamers. The best one is the TK right here. If your memory is 2 or less, he has that effect where it becomes 3 at the start of the turn. And then his effect, when played, you get to look through your security, add one of them from your security stack to your hand, and then shuffle it and get recovery +1 if it was a yellow card, which everything in this deck is yellow, so that is always going to happen. So that is a fantastic when played effect. Yeah, you definitely want to max out on TK. And then Kari is also very good. It punishes your opponent for attacking you very frequently. It makes them play cautious, because if your security is 3 or less and you have, you saw in the gameplay, I had like 2 or 3 of these, and it just gave me so much memory every turn. Because, when you have Kari and TK on the field, you can choose which one to activate in like whatever order. So let's say I start my turn with 2 memory and I only have like 1 security left. I could boost it up to 3 by TK, and then if I had a Kari, I could add another ones to make it 4. So it's just very good. I think these ones are essential. There are a couple other yellow tamers I'm not playing. I think 8 is like the bare minimum. You could definitely play more just to see more tamers, and so that way you can definitely like proc ShineGreymon's effect. But I just want to make it as consistent as possible. Like I said, I'm still messing around with the ratios, but I really like 8. And then, yeah, the option cards are fantastic. Glorious Burst is just such a great card. The minus 12,000 kills basically everything that is not a level 7. And then it has that effect where it's reduced by 1 for every one of your yellow tamers. So, if you get 3, 4 of these out, this becomes a very cheap option to deal with a lot of your opponent's problem Digimon. The only downside to this card is that it doesn't have a security effect. That is my only gripe. And that's probably why I'm not playing more. You could definitely play more, especially if you're going to be also playing Strike of the 7 Stars, because this does have a security effect, and it's a similar effect, although it's only 10,000, but that is still quite a lot, and enough to get around a lot of problematic Digimon. So yeah, my only reasoning for not playing more of these cards, or stuff like maybe Eden's Javelin, more DP reduction cards like that, is just because I felt like I didn't necessarily have the space. But you could definitely mess around with these ratios and yeah, and tune it to your liking. But yeah, that's going to do for the video, guys. Let me know what you guys think of my ShineGreymon build. Let me know if you guys want to see more deck profiles. What kind of decks do you guys want me to cover? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching so much. If you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. I know you guys are out there enjoying my content. Let me know that you are enjoying so I can just continue to put out quality videos. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching and look forward to more Digimon content.